Top of the morning to you once again and welcome back. You're still watching the Afia Morning Show live from the coast city of Enugu, Nigeria. It's been a packed show so far. Just seconds ago, we heard from the village headmaster on the Village Boys movement. Of course, this is coming up to speed at a time when the City Boy movement is receiving reactions from the Southeast region. Joining us now on set is Ozo Igbonekwu Ogazimora, Editor-in-Chief, SBSGreat Interviews and Attorney at Law, as we assess the heightened calls for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release and, of course, the possibilities and impact. Mazi, Ozo, which one should I use for you today? Because we've had Mazi, we've had Ozo. Ozo, how are you doing this morning? And Happy New Week.
Are you?
Great.
Okay.
Great.
Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yes, Oji has taken over the cold and allergies this morning. Usually we're always worried about whether you're okay or not, but Oji is handling that this morning.
As well.
How are you feeling, Oji?
Great. Thank God.
Great.
Okay.
So, the Southeast region is not going to sleep. They are calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be let out. We've seen heightened calls. A woman who is about to celebrate her 100th birthday at the weekend went viral on another station, credit to News Central, asking the government to release Mazi Kanu at least before she goes. She wants to see and hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She wants him out. We also saw Igwe from Enugu State, also calling and speaking directly to President Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. How effective are these calls? Do you think he's going to be released before the 100th birthday of Chief Mrs. Sarah? Will he be released?
Well, I think it is a little bit difficult to say it is effective or it is not effective. But you see, the most important thing is let the factors involved be understood by everybody. Personally, I think the jailing of Nnamdi Kanu and then moving him to Sokoto, a weather he's not familiar with, is not proper. Because every other factor in it has not been examined. Kanu is accused of terrorism, and then is accused of violence and threats or mobilization of persons against the state and against groups and individuals. But then we have a precedent. What Kanu did is far less compared to what other people do. People who care people in their numbers, who challenge the states on the territories, who seize the part of the state and have held it and are doing whatever they want and are imposing laws, imposing rules, imposing behaviors, and who are not relenting, and they are gobbling territories after territories, killing more and more people, disrupting the entire society. Now, when you have that kind of a situation, and now you compare it with Nnamdi Kanu's position, which is that I want, or rather we want, a separate state. That is self-determination. Self-determination is not supposed to be a crime. It's not a crime. Then, you accuse him of certain horrendous things done in certain territories, like that law also axis. Meanwhile, you, the state, engaged a mercenary military outfit headed by a plain hater of the Igbo. And he operated in that region for so long, he admitted it on national television, he admitted it everywhere, that he was engaged. And engaged to do what?
What are you talking about in particular?
Sorry?
What are you talking about in particular?
I'm talking about Asare Dokubo, who said his private army was engaged to operate in Imo State and operate in that Olu axis. So why are you singling out Kanu as the perpetrator of the evils there. Yes, there were evils.
Also, there have been many whys. On the weekend show, we heard they were bantering on why the federal government would not just allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. Why are they so scared of releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? So could we get to why? Why? Could we get the answer to the why question?
Well, there are many answers to it, but one of them you have to understand is that Nnamdi Kanu is a threat to many Igbo leaders. So many of the Igbo leaders, including governors, are not comfortable with him. Nnamdi Kanu controls the crowd. Yes, there is emotionalism in it, but he controls the crowd. So those governors, those political leaders do not want an alternate commander of the people and their views. That is the truth. So it is one of the reasons of why. Then the other one is the state itself. When I say state now, I mean Nigeria. And then the international
community.
International player.
Do you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu having the power to control these perspectives? Do you see him having the power to have ulterior directives that would be obeyed and followed? Is that the main reason why?
Yes, Nnamdi Kanu has the capacity to control a lot. If you look at when we come down to the basics, we want to understand what is going on. You'll find out that the age group between 16 and 50 in Igbo land are supportive of him. And do you know why? The reason is that the Igbo man has been boxed into a terrible corner. He wants out. A situation, look at what is going on in Lagos. You have a house, you are no longer sure it is your house. You have a business, you are no longer sure it is your business. Then recently there are fire outbreaks destroying Igbo businesses everywhere. Everywhere you go, even in Abuja, the people are not secure. So the normal thing they do is to race back to the Igbo land and see whether they will find expression there.
But then this is not the first time we're seeing high-profile persons calling for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. But some way, somehow, a lot of Southeasterners and supporters of the IPOB leader have thrown their weight behind Igwe Agubuzu, especially what he did in front of Mr. President. What is going to be the impact of this? Is it even impactful, or is it just another high-profile call? What makes this stand out? Why is everybody so hyped about it?
No, you see the problem. Well, I don't know the evaluative capacity of the president or the people who walk around him. If they do proper evaluation, they will get this fact I mentioned about this age group between this and this. Majority of them are supporting Nnamdi Kanu. And the reason is they think they are boxed into a corner. They think they cannot realize their individual and group potential.
But is Mr. President seeing that? Is Mr. President seeing that?
That's what I mean when I say evaluative capacity. Now, on that Agubu's call, yes, that Agubu's call, Agubu's was just being sincere. Because that age group I mentioned, nobody thinks of any Igbo leader seriously because they do not think that they represent Igbo interests. If Nnamdi Kanu's espousals, the things he says, resonates with the people. Now, the other people are upset that he says those things. He mobilizes them. You know, the mind, if the mind is free from encumbrances, then the society is moving. But where the mind is not free, like where it's like the piece of the graveyard, you are looking at choreographed leaders who say what the people up there want to hear. Yeah. But Agubu said that the assignment you are giving us, we are not going to be able to perform it because of this. Because this is where the majority of the opinion, the trend of opinion is on this. Can you take a close look at this? If you don't take a close look at this, whatever you are going back there to tell the people, they are not listening to you. All of us belong to communities. Tell me how many people in Igbo land will come and take the microphone and run down Nnamdi Kanu in his community.
Okay.
How many people can do that?
Also, the buck stops at the presidency.
Yeah.
At the helm of Afia is President Bola Tinubu.
Yeah.
Right there, Igwe Lawrence Agobozo was, vis-a-vis saying everything he was saying to the president. He was laughing. Some of them came as a joke, that we saw him, laughing to all that fight. But now, what's the danger that lies ahead here and the compromise? If a Bola Tinubu releases Nnamdi Kanu, what is he compromising? His bid for re-election or his synergy with the northern part of the country? What?
Well, let me tell you this. It may look like he's doing it for the votes of the people, but I do not think so. I do not think so. The presidency is capable of rigging the election without giving a thought to what any region of Nigeria wants. So I do not think it is that. I would rather think it is a matter of stability.
All right. Ozo, so what happens next?
What should happen next is to get him released, even if by certain deals, by agreement.
Right.
We say, please, can you stop this one? You cannot tell him not to talk about self-determination, but can you stop the issue of what looks like you are asking people to go and kill? But then the government itself has to control itself, because you cannot engage a private army.
That's right.
Headed by a person who openly espoused his hatred for the people. And then you think they will not commit atrocities then.
All right. Ozo, thank you so much for your time this morning. And we'll wait and see how this all turns out. If we're going to see more calls, if not, we'll see what the government does next. Thank you once again for your time.
Thank you very much.
The morning show will continue in just seconds. And when we come back, we'll be looking at social media trends. Do stay tuned.
Chukwu dị mmiri ehi na mmanụ wee gọzie. Abụ nkosi anụkọ malite adịbụ n'ịbatara gị ọsọ ndị ihe omume Igbo, ihe ngosi Igbo, na-akwalite asụsụ Igbo na ndị Igbo. Biko, kedu ihe kpata anụ na ha na-ejikarị asụsụ Igbo anyị eme ihe ejije ha? Ha na-atụ ụjọ na ha jiri asụsụ Igbo.
Ispend ego mezigbote fim ojire na Africa Magic Igbo, ha ekwumeghị peanut.
Onye nke na-ekwu na ọ gbajiche ukwu mee nka. Put some respect. Nweta gị na kitchen mmerụ ọ ga-arụ. Aka ya dịrọ mma.
Anyị na-ekwu maka omenala. Anyị na-ekwu maka mba iri ji dị iche na omenala. Mba, again, separate iri ji Igbo omenala dị iche.
Ngwongwo na ngwongwo ayochie ya. Kedu ife ọpụta? Ọpụta na onye buru ji ụzọ gbagbu onwe n'ọsọ.
Ọsọ ndị ga-abịakwa gị ọka bụkwa m kosi anụ ukwu na-ewetara gị ọsọ ndị n'Afia TV ka anyị nọ n'udo.